Well, hi, besties. It's me. I have left y'all hanging for a very long time, and I am so sorry. But it is a new year, new me, and I'm going to try to show up differently for you guys. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Meredith Hudson. I have lost 120 pounds and completely transformed my life after battling obesity for my entire life. And this change has been something that I've documented on social media since my first 40 pounds down, and now I'm a coach. My biggest mission in life is being able to kind of tell my story to as many people as I possibly can, to help those who can relate to me know that there is hope and there is like a light at the end of the tunnel, and there is approach, most importantly, that does not make you feel like the world around you is like crashing down. I know that every time that I started, some kind of diet or form of trying to lose weight, I always felt like I was stuck in this. I felt like crap. I had headaches and I was throwing up, and I just had this like mentality that to be skinny, I had to be unhappy. And I had to be unhappy for a very, very long time because everyone normalized that. Like, oh yeah, you're just going through the motions. This is just what it takes. You're supposed to be hungry and you're supposed to feel like crap, and your workouts aren't supposed to be fun. And so quite literally, I had been on a diet since I was in 5th grade, and year after year, little did I know that each one of those diets continuously damaged me more and more and more. Not just like mentally and like my mindset around food, but even physically. Like the more that I learned about the human body and our hormones and our gut health and the way that literally our body operates, the more that I connect myself to my younger self, and I realize this is why we ended up where we were. And it was because of this moment in time you implemented this, and in this moment of time, you thought you were doing something so good for your health, but you were literally doing the polar opposite. And I think that to me, when I was losing 120 pounds and I was continuously like gaining this knowledge, and of course, then when I started becoming a coach and getting certified in that and all of that, I just kept connecting the dots. And each time it left me in awe of just how corrupt these people who are selling certain approaches to weight loss or these certain diets, how just messed up it is, how it ultimately is meant to lead you to failure. And although you might see temporary success, you have no idea, like lifelong, how much it can truly impact your life for years and years and years until you understand fully, your own body. So when I navigated through my weight loss journey, I did not have a coach. I did not have anyone that I can lean on. And I simply just had to start from scratch. And I am not someone that is disciplined. You should have saw me in high school. I was horrible at math. I am dyslexic, so obviously it makes sense. But one of my teachers said something to me and it really stuck with me. And it was something I constantly reminded myself of when I was on my journey. And he said, you could go so far in your life if you really applied yourself. Like if you actually applied yourself, you would be amazed at what you could do. And he told me that, and that stuck with me for so many things. And so when I started my journey, I said, I'm going to apply myself more than I have ever done in my entire life. And it changed my life. Like I saw myself for the very first time do things I never would have done. And I saw myself actually commit to something again for the first time in my life. And so although my journey looks really different than maybe some that you have watched on social media or people that I truly felt like it was a passion that I never would have thought was to grow into what it was going to be until I started. But I really, really digged deep into learning as much as I possibly could, not about how to lose weight or any of that, but how the body operates. And I just implemented and focused a lot on that department that ultimately led me to my success. And and also, of course, my success as a coach. Because weight loss and like making a true lifestyle change is not a one size fits all. And it's so frustrating that, time and time and time again, we want to try to fit everyone into this box of, oh my gosh, once I started eating this diet, or once I started doing these workouts, my, body and life and everything transformed. And you almost like paint this picture where, oh, if I implement that too, I'll get the same exact results. And although a calorie deficit is a calorie deficit and the key to seeing success, it's much more complicated than that, especially if you are tracking macros, which I do highly recommend, because your macros are your protein, your carbs, and your fat intake, and it's broken down within your calories that you're eating. And that plays a huge role in how full you are, like full and satisfied, like how you feel appetite wise. It helps with your cravings. It helps with you getting enough for your workout, so making sure that you're recovering properly. It helps your hormones, your gut health. There's a lot of key parts to why macros are so important to track, but it's a very confusing thing and so forth. And again, that's kind of why when it came to me launching my program, my meal plan was something that the calories and macros are already broken down. All you have to do is just make the meals and you're good to go. But if you're someone that is trying to navigate this on your own, you have to have an understanding that it's going to take you a little bit of time to get down and to fully understand. And there's nothing wrong with that. Your journey is not meant to be linear. Mine sure as hell was not. It looked a lot like this. But the moment that you hit your goal, you will find yourself so thankful that your journey looked like this. Because this is how you learn how to have a true lifestyle change. If everything was always smooth sailing on your journey, say you had no hiccups, you had no bumps, you had no family matters that happened, you had no work issues, you had literally just like your path was just constantly just linear, just always boss move. How do you think you would navigate through stressful moments or when life knocks you on your ass? Like, how do you think you would navigate through that? Would you know how to? And so when you navigate through your own journey, whether you're starting out now or you've been on your journey, you have to remember that this is what you want. You want it. And it will teach you more than you could ever realize. After that whole rant, what did it look like for me nutritionally and workout wise when I started my journey? Well, I did track again my calories and macros. And this was something that I learned the more that I read about the body and I actually read about macronutrients. I ended up finding that breakdown of what I personally needed for my body at that time. And I focused really, really hard on a high protein, high carb, and moderate fat diet. That was what worked for me. That's what worked for my body. And it was like it was just the best approach to weight loss I've ever taken in my life because I did not feel restricted. I had pasta and bread and just normal food on my journey. And for so many years, I was always told, oh my God, you can never touch those things. You will never be able to lose weight doing that. And it was quite literally the complete opposite. The more that I ate normal food, the more that I was realistically able to stick to my nutrition, my diet plan, which ultimately led me to being able to lose 120 pounds. But what my favorite part about that is that it taught me how I'm able to have control over eating normal food. And what I'm trying to mean by that is that if I cut out pasta and bread and all of that throughout my journey, and I was very restrictive, as soon as I got to my goal and I wanted to implement, hey, I want pasta tonight, or I'm gonna eat pasta at this restaurant, I would probably fall into a place to where I would start binge eating or I'd lose control. And if you have went through a weight loss journey before and you followed a strict diet, how did you respond after the diet was over? How did you respond? Because any normal person is going to be like, I want more, I want more, I want more. It is actually quite literally the reason why I developed a binge eating disorder. And a lot of that kind of had an emotional touch too. I was in a very abusive, toxic relationship, mentally, physically, and emotionally with this guy who kept pushing me to gain weight and said I was disgusting. The smaller I was, but the more that I gained, I was quite literally just like an angel on earth. So that played a role into binge eating. But my biggest piece was the restriction that I had for so long with any other diets that I ever applied. So I knew going into my journey that that was an approach that I needed to go into, and I needed to at least give it a try. Like, I did not want to be fearful of carbs and eating these normal foods. I needed to actually try. And the beautiful thing about this is that my brother also had the same approach, and he actually ate just eating intuitively. He didn't even count his calories and macros, but he also lost 135 pounds, kind of having the same similar, diet that I had. So collectively, we lost a lot of weight together. Workout wise, I hate cardio. I still hate cardio. I ran today for the very first time in probably a year. Just now, I just ran a mile, and I was like, I physically hate this. Like, I don't like it. And so I have always enjoyed like a competitive nature. Ways always just looked like it would be more like my jam. And it quite literally was. Like, literally, I did not know what I was doing. My form was so ratchet for so long, but I enjoyed the challenge and getting good at it. It felt like an actual sport to me versus cardio did not feel like a sport to me. It kind of just felt like being tortured. So obviously doing my journey, I weight trained the entire time. I did not focus on cardio. I would have it in a very blue moon, random days that I would run or do the Stairmaster. And I even went through this weird psycho phase where I was doing the Stairmaster for 45 minutes. That didn't last long, but I was proud of myself for knowing that I could physically do that at like 220 pounds. Like, that was pretty sick. The more that I, of course, got good at this, the more that I realized the true benefits of weight training. I learned that, when you weight train, you're burning more calories because your body is having to recover from your workout. So I ended up finding out that it was the best form of exercise that you could ever have. I learned that the more muscle you have on your body and the more muscle you hold on to as you lose weight, the better your appearance of your body will be and helping you avoid loose skin, but also it helps with improving your metabolism and literally burning more calories naturally. I don't know why I keep saying literally. It's weird. Must be in a sassy mood. That's sassy. But there's just so many benefits to it. So you just have to remember, I'm saying all these things of, I, started tracking my calories, my macros, and eating realistic food and weight training and all that. And I'm making it sound like a very easy thing that just happened. But no, there was a lot of time invested in learning. I had a book that I read, and I actually I'm probably going to put it in the caption here, that it's like an anatomy book for strength training. It breaks down your muscles. And it helps you identify what each muscle is. So a tricep isn't just one, it's 3 different muscles that makes up the tricep. So having more of an understanding of that, and then ways that I could target that through my workouts and help even out the way that I trained my body for total transformation. And I'm telling you right there, that was one of the biggest roles in me really having a incredible transformation, especially on my arms and my legs, and avoiding loose skin. So because again, I had been overweight my whole life. My skin was not meant to bounce back, and I do not have genetics that just are like, wow, no. And y'all know that, again, I did have 2 pounds of loose skin left over on my tummy, and I did get that removed. And my breast, wow, we need to take a moment. They were awful. But again, the approach that I had in weight training, it really helped with that. But anyways, it just took me time to learn and to understand. And if you feel like you're also in that same boat where you're trying to learn and understand and it's hard, listen, girl, that's okay, because you're only going to grow in that knowledge. You're only going to get better at it. Think of it like you're going to school for a career that you're wanting to be really, really good in. Like, really look at it like that, because you investing time into your health is probably one of the best things that you could ever do in your life. And it won't just help you physically and with your health, it will literally help you in all areas of your life. You will grind harder, you will show up more independently, and you will have more mental strength because of the way that you invest in your health and what you've gained from it. It changes you in more ways than just physically and your appearance. So I guess the point of this video is really just to kind of share some love and encouragement and say that you aren't alone in this. And every step you take is a day of experience that's only going to help you for the next day. Keep your head up. Know that there's so many sources out there. There are so many coaches out there like myself that are here to help you if you don't have the time to kind of learn on your own and try to figure it out and like piece by piece, because it is time consuming. It is a reason why I'm a coach now. I really would hate for anyone to have to go through what I went through, but at the same time, it is possible. And I just want you all to know that this is worth it all. It's worth every second of it. And you are so capable of achieving more than you ever could imagine or dreamed of. And one day you will see it if you work hard and you keep showing up. So anywho, this is just a random YouTube video, maybe just saying a lot of words that, hopefully make sense. And I'll be posting more of these and so forth. So follow me on Instagram if you do not yet. That is my main page. And give me some love. Give me some questions on this post. Like it, save it, subscribe. And I'm going to try to do more of these, okay? Love you guys.